If you're watching this video, you've already completed Lesson 1, Exploring Web Pages, and you have talked to either me or Miss Lee before continuing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the Introduction to HTML. So go ahead and click the lesson overview. And what I want you to do here is in your own notebook, remember I asked you guys to get a piece of paper, is write down these vocabulary words. I also want you to click each piece of new code that we're going to go over. So here I'm going to click the first one. And what I want you to write is what the tag looks like. So in this case, it's this, and then what it is used for. So it is used to define a paragraph of text. So I'm going to need you to write that. Do that for all of the pieces of code they have here. So you should have 5 in all before you click continue into the next part of this lesson. So this is the first time you're seeing this. We have something called WebLab. What WebLab does is you're able to write code and then see what it actually looks like on a website. So here at the top, it gives you a preview of everything that you see. On the left, we would have any files that we want to show up on our web page. In the middle, it's called the workspace, and that's where we're going to type our code. And then over on the right is the preview of what you've done. So here, go ahead and type some stuff in and let's see what happens. So let's say that I typed in hello. And then I click on the right, refresh and save. And then it pops up in the preview. So that would be what is on your website if this was all we typed. You can play around with this if you want and just see how things go over there. The main thing to look at here is what WebLab looks like because we are going to be working in it throughout this course. After you're happy with what you've seen here, click Finish. And then there is a short video on Intro to the WebLab. You're going to want to click this and watch it. After you've done that, continue on. It's going to bring you back to the WebLab, and this time it's going to introduce you to something called the Inspector tool. So over on the right, at the very top, you see how do I use the Inspector tool. If you click on the down arrow, this pops up and it tells you what to do. So it says it's a good way to learn about unfamiliar code in WebLab. To turn on the Inspector tool, you're going to click this button here. So right now it's off, so to turn it on, we click it, and it will automatically turn the Inspector tool on. And the way you know the Inspector tool is on is because the button will turn white and say that it's on. And then also, after doing that, you can hover over things here, and it will highlight on the left what that piece of code looks like. So let's take a look here. If I hover over Welcome to WebLab, you see over on the left, this is what's highlighted. So it has a tag that says H1, and then it has the text that you see, Welcome to WebLab, and then it has the n/H1 tag at the end of it. So go through, see if you can notice what's going on here. When we do the check-in call, I am going to ask you, and we are going to talk about this. So spend as much time here as you need to kind of really understand what's going on. After you've done that, we're going to go over and click Finish. And this is going to bring you to a second video for you to watch. At the top, you see questions that you should be thinking about while you're watching this video. So you're going to want to think about why HTML tags are useful and what the paragraph tag does. After you've watched the video, you're going to click continue again. And that's going to bring us back to the web lab. So anytime we're in web lab, because this is the first time that you'll actually type anything on your own, it's going to automatically put some things in for you. So here, where it says doc type HTML, that's already done. You don't need to add that. It is also putting in the HTML tag and some heading and body tags for you. So what you're going to input is going to be between these two body tags right here, because it's going to make the body of our web page. So what I'm asking you to do now is write 3 sentences about you. So if I was to do this, I could write something like this. You can really share anything you want. Those were just the first 3 things that popped into my head, but you're going to want to place them there. As you're typing this, you should see what you've typed here pop over into the preview area. If you don't see it there, you need to click refresh and save until you do see it. After you've done that, click finish. And now we're going to go over how to use the paragraph tags. So you saw these at the beginning of the lesson. You saw the tags and you know what they're for. If we click the down arrow, it'll give us a little bit more information. So at the start of a paragraph, we're going to have the open paragraph tag, and then at the end of it, we're going to close the tag. And the way you close the tag is to put that slash right there. And then if we look here, you can make as many paragraphs as you want. So let's take a look when I edit mine, what happens. So if I wanted a paragraph, I have to start it with my paragraph tag and then end it wherever I want my paragraph to end with almost the same thing, but I have that slash in there. So when I did that, did you guys see what happened over in the preview area? It moved my next sentence down to the next line. And if I wanted to do it again, I could break everything up into its own paragraph. So there's lots of different ways you can do this. It's really just up to you and what you think looks best. So I could do that, or if I wanted, I could just make one paragraph. So if I go in and delete these, because I put it in one paragraph, it's all together. And I'm going to go back to how I had it before because I liked it broken up. Okay. Once you've done that and yours looks something like mine, you can go ahead and finish this page. And that's going to bring us to a new web lab. If you noticed in the last one, when I was changing my paragraph tags, it was turning pink sometimes. What that means is that the code is broken or it is not working. And you're going to have to problem solve and try to figure out what's going on. This is also called debugging your code. So that's fixing it and making sure it looks exactly how you want it to look. So in this activity, you are going to fix the broken code so that the web page displays correctly. So it wants this sentence should be on its own, so should this one. What's wrong with this sentence? So I'm not going to do this for you guys. What I want you to do is try to fix the code here. If you need help or anything like that, feel free to call me or Miss Lee before moving on to the next piece. Your grade for this unit is going to come from what you do here to debug the code. That is a very basic introduction to HTML. Hopefully we'll be able to go over it in person, but for now, that is all that I need you guys to do.